Chapter 91 confirming that this is a villain. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It was detected that Su Chen, the son of destiny, was full of malice towards the host, and triggered the super anti-armor. It was detected that Su Chen had a great opportunity, so he went to the Xuanhuan pavilion to gamble on the stone workshop to get a piece of divine essence. Qing, is this the stepfather coming to bring warmth? The divine marrow is a treasure even rarer than the fruit of the divine medicine. It is said to be an innate sacred drop of blood that has gone through countless years and been nurtured in a special field. The function of the divine marrow is almost omnipotent, including refining elixirs, weapons, formations, and talismans. It can break through realms, improve bones, body, soul, cultivation, heal wounds, and reshape the body. It can even transform a spiritual body into an ordinary divine body. It is of great help to the saint realm to break through to the divine fire realm. It can be said that the divine essence exists even in the realm of saints. Thinking about this, Qing glanced outside and saw Su Chen sitting on the ground with an ugly face and a ball of blood on his chest, looking really embarrassed. The protagonist wasn't beaten by the janitor, was he? Qing felt strange. Although it was normal for the protagonist to be belittled and insulted by the gatekeeper, Su Chen was probably the only one who was beaten. Yes. This protagonist is a bit special. He mistakenly thought that he had conquered the ninth life of Liu Ruyan through reincarnation and had a deep friendship with Liu Ruyi. In fact, Liu Ruyi just wanted to use him. The reincarnation of the ninth life was just a simulation of the system. Upon hearing this, Qing instantly understood what type of protagonist Su Chen was. In the ninth reincarnation, he attacked the scumbag Liu Ruyan, but all ended miserably. He vowed to make up for his regrets in this life, turned around to attack the villain, and slapped Liu Ruyan in the face with crazy pretense. This type of protagonist is very powerful. After all, he knows the future events and knows the character's personalities. Coupled with the system, he is simply an invincible protagonist. But what do you mean by system? Is Su Chen's reincarnation a fake? Of course it's fake. Host, imagine this: if you can really start your life over and turn back the years, will the whole world turn back? Will the lives of those who have transcended and countless living beings also have to go back in time? Do you think such a heaven-defying move is possible? Furthermore, what happened is what happened. Even if the years are turned back, the established fact that it happened cannot be erased. The system gave Qing some knowledge about reincarnation. All in all, the so-called resetting of life is all an illusion. They are all Zhuang Zhou Mengdai who is destined to be a man of destiny. They are illusory and not real. Even things that are going to happen in the future may be false and may not happen or appear. I see. Qing nodded clearly and then said. Check his attribute panel. Name, Su Chen, realm, none, physique, born with a useless body and a 9-turn reincarnated soul, talent, natural shortcut, destiny the son of luck, destiny the fish jumps over the dragon gate and soars into the sky. Good fortune and misfortune depend on each other, luck 150000. Qing glanced at it and then looked away. What is the constitution of the 9-turn reincarnation soul? Use special secret techniques or treasures to allow your soul to go through 9 nirvana reincarnations. After the qualitative change of your soul, you will be born with a shortcut and have a high degree of compatibility with the myriad ways of heaven and earth. Doesn't that mean that once Su Chen solves his physical problem, he can soar into the sky? Yes. Qing pondered for a while and decided to ignore Su Chen for now. After all, the level was too low. He would raise it for a few days and see. He cut off Su Chen's opportunity, and there may be another chance to rise. Moreover, the level is too low, and the reward given by the system for killing Su Chen is also low. With this in mind, Qing said to Liu Ruyan on the side, Ruyan, I want to go to Gambling Stone Square. I'll go too. Liu Ruyan said immediately. You are not familiar with this place, I will take you there. Liu Ruyi continued. She took out a storage ring and said with a smile, Sister, these are the spiritual stones and treasures I have accumulated over the years. Here they are for you. Liu Ruyan's consciousness swept away. and he found 1,000 top-grade spiritual stones, 10 billion top-grade spiritual stones, a dozen precious medicines, 2 10,000-year king medicines, and 3 top-grade heavenly magic weapons. She took it without hesitation, feeling complicated inside. Even a king might not be able to afford such a huge sum of money, so Liu Ruyi gave it to her for nothing. Looking at Liu Ruyi with a bright smile and clear and clean eyes, she had a slight illusion that her sister loved her very much. It was as if the torture she suffered as a child was a nightmare. Shaking his head, Liu Ruyan shook this horrifying thought out of his mind. Liu Ruyi is a devil in the skin of a goddess. If she is soft-hearted, she will definitely make the same mistake again. Senior Brother Gu, thank you for bringing my sister back. Please be careful, and please accept it, Senior Brother Gu. Liu Ruyi took out another storage ring and held it in front of Gu Qing with both hands, her delicate face full of sincerity. Her voice was soft and delicate, making people unable to bear to refuse. Gu Qing. How come you, a little villain, are so good at causing trouble? Gu Qing inevitably developed a liking for her. If you see through things without telling them, you may become good friends. It should be. Gu Qing smiled, accepted it, and at the same time took out a bottle of Yuqing Xinyang pill and gave it to her. Although it is a 5th-grade elixir, it is the best elixir to strengthen the soul, cleanse the soul, and exorcise inner demons. Its value is immeasurable, at least for Liu Ruyi. Spending 10 billion high-grade spiritual stones to buy it would not be a loss. Buy it and earn it. After all, improving one's cultivation is the most important thing, and spiritual stones are just a dispensable thing for her. The top-grade Yuqing Yangshan pill is a rare treasure, with a price but no market. You can't buy it just because you want to. Thank you, Senior Brother Gu. Liu Ruyi was delighted, with bright and lively eyes, as if containing starlight, and the tail of her eyes was upturned, pure and lustful, snow-white and delicate skin, full of collagen, white and rosy. The face is pure and beautiful, naturally arousing men's desire to protect and destroy. I wish someone would give her all the good things, and then love and ravage her. Looking at the two people flirting with each other, Liu Ruyan's beautiful eyes widened, and a panic surged in her heart. Will Gu Qing not be deceived by Liu Ruyi's beautiful appearance? No, no. Gu Qing is definitely not vulgar. It is impossible for him to fall in love with Liu Ruyi. Let's go. Senior Brother Gu, sister, follow me, we will take the carriage. The imperial capital is very large, and the city diameter is thousands of miles. Traveling usually uses cultivation or takes a carriage. In the carriage, Liu Ruyi smiled innocently. Her eyes seemed to have thousands of stars, and her every frown and smile showed her noble elegance. Sister, I have prepared a mansion for you. You have been away for so many years, you must not know what fun there is in the imperial capital, right? Sister knows. Sister will take you out to play every day in the future, okay? There are many caves for rent in the east of the city, which gather heroes from all over the world, and people compete in martial arts every day. The south of the city is the most prosperous, almost all high-end shops, restaurants, garden wonders. Listening to Liu Ruyi's patient and joyful explanation, Gu Qing and Liu Ruyan looked at each other. Is this really a vicious villain? Are you sure she is not a gentle and caring sister? Okay, you can pretend like this, right? Liu Ruyan's eyes gradually became cold. When she returns, she will ask for the origin of the body of gods and demons to see if Liu Ruyi will give it to her. Hurry up and chase her. Su Chen was overjoyed when he saw Liu Ruyi's carriage leaving the house. He hurriedly asked Su Yi to take him to chase her. He had missed Liu Ruyi for 9 lifetimes and owed her 9 lifetimes. In this lifetime, he must make up for his regrets. He would never let Liu Ruyi suffer any harm again. Chapter 92. I wish you will be locked up forever. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I've met fellow Daoist Gu, the 2 princesses. Xuanhuan Pavilion Gambling Stone Square is an industry of Xuanhuan Holy Land, and there is a powerful person in the Void Dao realm who is in charge. Hearing that Gu Qing was coming, Xuanhuan didn't care about anything else and immediately came over to receive him. With a smile on his face and a flattering attitude, Gu Qing hummed, his eyes flashing with light as he scanned the rough stone. I want this piece, that piece. Gu Qing picked out more than a dozen rough stones in succession, just like shopping for groceries. The lowest value one cost over 1 billion high-grade spiritual stones, and the higher one cost several billion. This made Xuanhuan, who originally wanted to give Qing a discount and free of charge. His smile froze for a moment, and he quickly calculated in his mind, and finally decided not to give a discount. After all, a small discount would cost billions, and he couldn't make the decision at all. Fellow Taoist Gu, there are a total of 32 billion high-grade spiritual stones. Xuanhuan looked excited and had already begun to calculate in his mind how much of the spiritual stones he would get after completing this order. It was enough for him to practice comfortably for decades. Wait, that just when Qing was about to give the spirit stone, a loud shout rang out. Su Chen was extremely anxious, because he knew that half of the rough stones Qing selected were of great quality. The most precious ones are the divine marrow, a piece of incomplete divine iron, and a 100,000-year-old earth core fruit. These are treasures that cannot be bought with spirit stones. Moreover, the essence is related to his changing physique, and there must be no room for loss. Presumptuous. Xuanhuan's eyes turned cold. A mere loser dared to cause trouble here. Even if Su Chen is Su Qingtian's only son, he will be killed. Xuanhuan thought this and did the same thing. His eyes were cold and he shot out 2 sharp sword lights. Boom! That as soon as Su took action to resolve it, his heart sank to the bottom. Su Chen usually just messed around with those dudes, but if he offended Qing, 10 of them wouldn't be enough to kill him. Young master, he is the true successor of the Star Temple. He has a king's level of cultivation. We cannot afford to offend him. He said urgently. It's just a king's realm. When Su Chen heard this, a trace of disdain flashed in his eyes and he shrugged indifferently. He had broken through to the divine fire realm in his 9th life, so he didn't even take Qing and the Star Temple into consideration. After all, he has killed countless kings, saints, and gods. As long as he is given enough time, Qinglian is not qualified to look up to him. Thinking like this, Su Chen looked at Qing and then at Liu Ruyi, feeling a dull pain in his heart. The two of them stood very close to each other, and it was obvious at first glance that they had an unusual relationship. The two are most likely a couple. Liu Ruyi, a scumbag, had kept Qing's existence hidden for the past 9 lives. If he hadn't been beaten by his father today, he might never know Qing's existence for the rest of his life. Liu Ruyi didn't know how many things were hidden from him. Fortunately, this can all happen again. I wish this scumbag and bitch couple will be locked together for the rest of their lives and never come back to harm him. In this life, he only wants Liu Ruyi. A mere king's realm? Qing smiled. It seems that Su Chen hasn't recognized the reality yet. He thought he was in the divine fire realm in the world of reincarnation. Liu Ruyi also looked at Su Chen in shock. I never expected that my only childhood playmate would turn out to be crazy. Does Su Chen know that Su Qingtian was almost exploded by Qing? Others were shocked by Su Chen's words. It's really a long time since I've seen a loser despise the realm of kings. Ruyi, long time no see. Su Chen passed by the crowd and looked at Liu Ruyi excitedly. Finally met the female villain. In this life, he will never let Liu Ruyi's true love for him down again. Liu Ruyi. Her smile disappeared instantly, and her clear and bright eyes were indifferent, staring at Su Chen coldly. Warning, the target's favorability towards the host is -70, and Liu Ruyi strongly wants to kill you. The cold voice of the system exploded in Su Chen's mind. Dog system, did you make a mistake? How could Ruyi have a negative opinion of me? Su Chen was shocked and questioned the system. He didn't believe that just saying hello to Liu Ruyi would change it from 0 to negative. You know, in the 9th reincarnation, Liu Ruyi has always wanted to recruit him and was willing to agree to any conditions. Even if he was executed by Liu Ruyi would appear immediately to collect his body. It can be said that I love him deeply and paranoidly. Su Chen would rather doubt the system than suspect that Liu Ruyi wanted to kill him. Idiot, look at Liu Ruyi's initial favorability towards you. 0, it's 0, do you understand? Systemically, it was like a basin of cold water poured on Su Chen, chilling him from head to toe. Damn it, he actually forgot that Liu Ruyi was not familiar with him now. He was even taught a lesson by Liu Ruyi because he was close to her when he was a child. Thinking of this, Su Chen panicked. He knew who Liu Ruyi was, a ruthless and vicious person. After being targeted by Liu Ruyi, he was basically ready to eat. Su Chen's thoughts changed quickly and he apologized sincerely. Princess Ruyi, I'm sorry, it was me, Meng Lang, just now. Calling Liu Ruyi by her first name was also a grave sin. In the Qing Empire, it might be okay to offend the emperor and queen. The emperor and empress are dead, and the royal family can only support one more person to come to power, but offending Liu Ruyi would definitely lead to death or life. After all, everyone knew that she was the reincarnation of a goddess with a bright future and was the royal family's treasure. Her power and prestige cannot be compared to that of the emperor. This will never happen again. Liu Ruyi had already sentenced Su Chen in her heart, but she couldn't do anything in public. She would have someone kidnap Su Chen and uproot the Su family. Warning, Liu Ruyi's negative favorability is 72. Host, you take care of yourself. Su Chen's mouth twitched, and he was crazy. Liu Ruyi's attitude was completely different from what he imagined. In his mind, Liu Ruyi should be ecstatic to see him, but now is not the time to think about these things. Su Chen looked at Qing and smiled indifferently. I heard that fellow Taoist Gu has unparalleled talent. I am not talented. I wonder if fellow Taoist Gu dares to gamble with me. It's over. Su Yi was ashamed and sent a message to Su Qing powerlessly. He couldn't do anything about this. Okay. Qing nodded, so easy to talk to. Su Chen looked at Qing in surprise. Qing was different from all the Tianjiao he had seen, as if he didn't have the arrogance of Tianjiao. Then we will reselect 3 raw stones. Whoever opens the raw stone with the highest value will win. Su Chen narrowed his eyes and continued to test. Okay. Qing nodded. Okay, straightforward. Su Chen was overjoyed. He glanced at the raw stones purchased by Qing and immediately came up with a plan. Such a monotonous bet is always a little less interesting. Why don't we make a bet? Whoever wins will help the other party buy 10 raw stones. What do you think? Qing cheated him for 9 lifetimes. It would have been fine if he didn't know it before. Now that he knows, he will never let these 2 people have an easy time. In addition, he is now so poor that he only has a few hundred low-grade spirit stones left. If he doesn't cheat Qing, he can't afford it at all. Okay. Qing nodded. Su Chen's excitement was beyond words, and he immediately looked at Qing as if he was looking at a big enemy. 10 raw stones, that would cost tens of billions of spirit stones to buy. He doesn't have to pay anything, and he can get the divine essence, divine iron, and 8 rare treasures for free. Moreover, as long as he shows his talent for gambling on stones, Liu Ruyi will never want to kill him again, but will recruit him like in the previous life. It can also make Qing bleed a lot, which is simply killing 3 birds with 1 stone. The more Su Chen thought about it, the more excited he became, and pretended to choose from the raw stones selected by Qing. Okay, I want these 3 pieces. The corners of Su Chen's mouth were raised with a ripple smile, and his smug look was beyond words, looking at Qing provocatively. Why is the atmosphere wrong? Su Chen glanced at everyone. Why did they all look at him as if he were a dead person? Chapter 93, Cutting the Protagonist and His Son as Rough Stones. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's not about looking at dead people. Who is Qing? Even the queen dared to slap her. Su Qing almost exploded with 1 finger. And who is Su Chen? A loser dared to jump around in front of Qing. It would be unjustifiable if he died. However, one thing they couldn't understand was how dare Su Chen, a playboy and good-for-nothing, dare to provoke Qing. Fellow Taoist Gu, you won't regret it, right? Su Chen shrugged indifferently, his eyes provocative. Others are afraid of Qing, but he is not. His father is an invincible god of war in the realm of kings. He is in charge of millions of soldiers, and even the dog emperor is afraid of him. Qing is just a disciple. What can he do to him? What's more, as long as he is given enough time, his cultivation will surpass Qing sooner or later. It's nothing. Qing shook his head slightly. Then have you made your choice? Su Chen raised the corner of his mouth. It's been picked out a long time ago. Qing looked at him playfully, as if he was sizing up prey. Originally, he wanted to raise pigs, but if the pigs dared to jump in front of him, he would have to kill them. What do you mean? Su Chen's heart sank, and his scalp was numb at the sight. Gu Qing's eyes seemed to see through all his secrets, which made him feel chilled in his heart. Gu Qing glanced at Xuanhuan and said, "Open him. I think there is divine gold in his body. You have to look carefully." "Understood, fellow Taoist Gu, please rest assured, I guarantee that you will cut it carefully and grind it slowly, and you will not damage the sacred gold." With a smile on his face, Xuanhuan winked at his subordinate, who instantly understood and stepped forward to lift Su Chen up. "Wait, what do you want to do?" Su Chen was shocked. What did he hear? "Gu Qing wants to treat him like a rough stone." "Damn it, I'm betting on stones with you, not my life." "Trash, if you have a bright spot in your eyes in your next life, not everyone can plot it, and you won't know what you are." Several people smiled sinisterly, tied him to the rack, and took out the gleaming daggers. "Stop, do you know who I am? I am Su Qingtian's son. If you dare to touch a hair on my head, my father will never let you go." Su Chen's pupils shrank suddenly and he shouted sternly. "Ha ha ha, you loser, you don't even know that your father is in danger. He didn't just crawl off the belly of a brothel girl, did he?" "I guess so." Several people laughed unbridledly. In the past, Su Qingtian was indeed a bit of a threat. After all, he is at the pinnacle of the Qing realm. Su Qingtian may break through the venerable realm at any time and become the supreme human being, but today is different from the past. Su Qingtian is crippled, his strength has regressed, and he will never be able to break through in this life. A crippled king's realm poses no threat to their Xuanhuan pavilion. What's more, Su Chen was trying to die in Xuanhuan gambling stone shop, and with Gu Qing's order, they didn't dare not give him face, otherwise, they would be the ones to bear Gu Qing's wrath. TSK, this one with such delicate skin and tender flesh needs to take some heavenly materials and earthly treasures to nourish his body, right? The dagger slashed across Su Chen's cheek, and he smiled evilly. Su Chen's flesh and blood is already comparable to a panacea, a great tonic. The few people made eye contact and quickly took off Su Chen's magic weapon clothes without saying anything. The dagger passed across and cut off a piece of meat as thin as a cicada's wings. Hiss. "Su-yi, save me. Dad, save me." Su Chen was horrified and frightened to death. These people actually mean it. I really wanted to cut him into pieces, no joke at all, but how dare they? "Aren't you afraid of the Su family?" Su-yi lowered his head and remained silent. He wanted to risk his life to save him, but Su Qingtian strictly prohibited him from making unnecessary sacrifices. That's right, Su Qingtian is already here. At this time, he was looking at Su Chen on the shelf with red eyes. "General Su, do you want to take a gamble with me?" Gu Qingshao asked. "Don't dare." Su Qingtian hurriedly shook his head, looking at Gu Qing with a gentle and elegant smile. He couldn't help but feel chills all over his body. Gu Qing is not only extremely talented, but his character and methods are even more terrifying. Without the arrogance of those geniuses, the city would be unfathomable and its actions would be domineering and decisive. If he dares to agree to the bet, he will probably be tied to the rack next. "But I want to bet with you, what do you think I should do?" Gu Qing chuckled, his eyes calm, and he said leisurely. "Thump." Su Qingtian knelt down and kowtowed. This scene made everyone dumbfounded. Who doesn't know that Su Qingtian is proud and iron-blooded, commanding millions of soldiers, and is invincible in all battles and invincible in all attacks? Have you ever been so humble? "Young Master Gu, I will compensate you for all your losses on behalf of your treacherous son. If you want to kill or behead him, please do as you please. I only ask that Mr. Gu will be accommodating and spare my good-for-nothing son's life." Su Qingtian emphasized the word waste very hard, obviously telling Gu Qing that Su Chen was a waste who could not cultivate and did not pose any threat to Gu Qing. In fact, Su Qingtian thought about asking the emperor to help intercede, but he gave up the idea after a second thought. It was impossible for the emperor to offend Gu Qing for him. After all, Gu Qing didn't even dare to fart when he beat the queen. As for contacting the direct army, forming a military formation, and breaking the deadlock with Gu Qingyu, this is not realistic either. The imperial city was so important that his army could not even enter the city. it was unrealistic to escape. He didn't believe that Qing didn't have the magical power of escape, so, in front of him, he had no choice but to kneel down and beg for mercy, begging Qing for mercy. Dad! Su Chen's eyes were red with anger. Although he was a time traveler, he had been with Su Chen for 9 lifetimes, and he had long regarded Su Chen as his father. Seeing Qing humiliating Su Chen like this, he wanted to tear Qing into pieces. However, Su Chen finally recognized the reality that his father's backing could not protect him at all. Qing, you are a genius, but you are so despicable. If you can't afford to lose, don't come out and embarrass yourself. Su Chen roared. His mentality collapsed, his eyes were filled with fear, and there was a hint of despair. He didn't understand why Qing was different from other geniuses. According to his thinking, Qing should be extremely proud. If the bet was completed, he could win 10 pieces of raw stones. Even if Qing was unwilling, he would still consider his face and swallow his anger. He would not be so tasteless as to attack this waste of him. However, the facts are quite the opposite. Qing clearly promised him, but then went back on his word. Isn't Qing afraid of being ridiculed by the world? Haha. Qing sneered. I, Qing, have always kept my word. If I say I will bet with you, I will definitely fulfill it to the end. 2 wins out of 3 games. After that, Qing held billions of runes in his palm, condensed without dispersing, and hit Su Chen with one palm. The runes invaded Su Chen's body, frantically eroding and destroying Su Chen's vitality. Open him too. Yes, Xuanhuan was overjoyed. You must know that the blood essence of the Qing realm contains magnificent vitality and the essence of the law. You dare. Su Chen's eyes were bloodshot, and his heart was terrified beyond words. Why not? Qing sneered. If you want to make him a fool, don't you see how much you weigh? He has the strength to crush him, and he is stupid enough to play conspiracy with Su Chen. Evil creature. Su Chen looked at his useless son and cursed. How dare you have such wild ideas? Don't you know that the strong are respected? Hearing this, Su Chen finally realized how wrong he was. His idea was good, but he didn't have enough strength to realize it. Regret. Su Chen regretted it so much. If he had known that Qing was so unethical, he would never have made a bet with Qing. Dog system, save me quickly, if I die. No need to say, if you die, I will bind another host. I don't have to be with you. Chapter 94. Su Chen died. Liu Ruyi stopped pretending. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dog, adoptive father, I am your eldest son, you can't abandon me. I haven't succeeded in conquering Liu Ruyi yet. When Su Chen heard that the dog system was going to choose another master, his heart was instantly filled with fear, because he knows very well that once the system gives up on him, he will really die. Su Chen doesn't want to die yet. He also wanted to make up for his regrets, take Liu Ruyi to the top of his life, and slap Liu Ruyan in the face. No more dog barking system. I still prefer your unruly look. The system's tone was full of sarcasm. No, you will be my father from now on. I will do whatever you ask me to do. Su Chen said hurriedly, it's useless to call you daddy. You used to ignore me when I called you daddy. Now, you can't reach me. Goodbye. Su Chen is just a helpless adu. He has been reincarnated for 9 lifetimes, and he is still mentally retarded and has not made any progress. He simulated the personalities and hobbies of Liu Ruyan's 2 sisters. In the fictional world of illusions, all of Liu Ruyan's trump card backers were removed, and the difficulty of the strategy was reduced by more than 10 times. He even left Liu Ruyan in the Qing Empire and almost threw the answer in front of Su Chen. As a result, Su Chen failed in the strategy 9 times, such a brainless waste. If he were simulated 100 times, he would not be able to conquer the Liu Ruyan sisters, let alone conquer them in reality. After all, Liu Ruyan doesn't know how to be the empress, and she doesn't care about the people of the Qing Empire. Sooner or later, the 2 sisters will leave and go to a wider world to pursue the road. Don't leave. Father, I promise you, as long as you help me this time, I will definitely succeed in conquering Liu Ruyi, and we will reach the peak of life together. Ha ha ha, you idiot, pig brain. you don't really think Liu Ruyi would like a stupid pig, do you? No way, right? The system no longer pretends to be a sentimental system, it directly transforms into a Zon person and outputs violence. Isn't it? Of course not. If she really liked you, I would have changed the strategy target for you long ago. The system tells the truth, he had no other choice, so he changed the target of the attack and acted as a doctor on a dead horse. Unexpectedly, Su Chen died before leaving the army, he didn't bother anymore, so he quickly changed the host. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Liu Ruyi helped him collect the corpses of the eighth life continuously, and even confessed her true love to him. He could feel Liu Ruyi's sincere love for him and the pain of not being able to love him. There is absolutely no way this matter can be false. Oh, you can't even see such an obvious thing. Why did I bind you, idiot? Liu Ruyi has been in love with her sister Liu Ruyan from the beginning to the end. Her love is paranoid and crazy. She collects your body just to whip your body to vent your anger. What? When Su Chen heard this, he was stunned, and thunder was rolling in his mind. Aren't the two sisters Liu Ruyan natural enemies? How is it possible to fall in love and kill each other? Idiot licking a dog, I gave you 9 simulations and failed to find a strategy. The female villain you fantasized about throwing yourself into my arms is just the ultimate fantasy of you, a fool licking a dog. Goodbye, big idiot. The system was so happy that it left without a sound. Su Chen collapsed, tired. Destroy it. Su Chen wanted to escape, but couldn't. The severe pain in his body forced him to face the cruel reality soberly. No, I can't die. Su Chen suddenly burst out with a strong desire to live. Apart from anything else, he has been a virgin for 10 lives and has never tasted meat. How could he be willing to die? Ruyan, save me. The only person Su Chen could think of and had the ability to save him was Liu Ruyan. After all, he had helped Liu Ruyan when she was a child and was her only playmate. Call out. Liu Ruyan created a barrier to cover Su Chen's bloody body, and then turned to look at him, a very aggressive cold face, full of indifference. Su Chen, what is your purpose in approaching me? At the moment Su Chen called out Ruyi, she instantly thought of a lot. Liu Ruyi is such a bad person, so possessive and terrifying that she doesn't allow others to play with her at all. In order to torture her, he deliberately found some playmates for her. After getting familiar with them, he killed them directly in front of her, causing her to collapse for a time. The only exception is Su Chen. It was hard for her not to suspect that Su Chen was Liu Ruyi's person. What? Su Chen was confused by the question. It doesn't matter if you don't admit it, you are a dead person anyway. Liu Ruyan turned around, her eyes filled with indifference. Even if Su Chen had nothing to do with Liu Ruyi, she would not save Su Chen. She and Su Chen didn't have a deep friendship to begin with. After all, they had only met a few times and could only be regarded as acquaintances. Liu Ruyan, you scumbag, you have to die. Seeing this, Su Chen cursed loudly, but just as he cursed, his soul floated out of his body and was taken away by Qing. The moment he fell into darkness, all his resentment disappeared. His only thought was that if he could do it all over again, he would choose to visit a brothel without drinking and only eat meat. Liu Ruyan's face was ugly, and she felt inexplicably lying on the ground. It turns out they are the same kind. Liu Ruyi's eyes flashed. Qing was so ruthless and murderous that he played Su Chen and his son to death. He is a like-minded demon friend. Ruyan, I have something to do. Can you handle her alone? Qing said via voice message. Su Chen's 9th reincarnation soul is very powerful and contains immortality. If he refines it, it will definitely make his soul undergo a qualitative change. This is a great opportunity. Qing wanted to refine it immediately and didn't want to wait for a moment. Okay. Liu Ruyan nodded slightly. Although she is only in the Purple Mansion realm, her cultivation is not enough to make up for the magic weapon. Yang Jie gave her 100 times more, and it was no problem to kill the venerable realm. Besides, she also has the immortal weapon Wild Tower. Well, if you encounter something that you can't solve, you can contact me. Qing flashed away from the imperial capital, without even claiming the system lottery, and directly sacrificed the void flying boat to open the formation. Can't wait to refine the reincarnation soul. Gone. Liu Ruyi blinked, her eyes gradually deep and paranoid. Qing left, my sister is hers. Sister, let's go back too. Liu Ruyi ignored her resistance, took her little hand and left quickly. She is indeed a born bad seed. Feeling Liu Ruyi's malice, Liu Ruyan felt cold all over, and her heart ached uncontrollably. This is her biological sister from the same mother. She had longed for Liu Ruyi's affection and love countless times. However, she was disappointed again and again. The same is true for her parents. Sister, are you unhappy? Why not? Back at the princess's mansion, Liu Ruyi's eyes were deep and her smile was evil, like a witch who wanted to choose someone to devour. Don't pretend anymore. Liu Ruyan looked indifferent, not seeing her sister begging for mercy and fear. Liu Ruyi's smile gradually disappeared, and her black eyes were deep. She didn't like her sister like this. She liked her sister who was obedient, stupid, and crying. Every time she saw her sister crying in fear and helplessness, she was particularly excited, and her life reached a climax. Could it be that Qing was watching in secret, so that my sister was fearless? Liu Ruyi frowned slightly, and her consciousness scanned the void. For a long time, nothing was found. She directly sent a message to the Qing realm, asking her to go find them and activate the formation. Sister, the formation in my mansion can resist the bombardment of the venerable realm, and I can plant a slave mark in your soul in just half a minute. Liu Ruyi smiled, beautiful and evil, and gently stroked her sister's cold eyebrows with her delicate jade hands. I am now a disciple of the Star Temple. Aren't you afraid of being retaliated? Liu Ruyan said. You have to find me first. You don't care about their life or death. You don't want the huge Qing Empire. Ha ha ha. My stupid sister, do you think I care? Those two old trash keep talking to me every day. If they were not useful, I would have killed them long ago. From beginning to end, she only cared about her sister. Her life was boring without her sister. As for other people, it didn't matter how many died. Even if the world was destroyed, she didn't care. You are really a lunatic. Liu Ruyan looked horrified, and had a deeper understanding of Liu Ruyi. Not only is she bad, she is also a paranoid lunatic. Yes, I am a lunatic. Liu Ruyi hugged her sister, her eyes were paranoid and crazy. Sister, I really love you so much. Come with me, we will go to a place where there is no one, just the two of us. We will be together forever and ever. Chapter 95. Liu Ruyi has always been stuck in the past. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Crazy, Liu Ruyi is a real lunatic. If you love her, torture her as much as possible, and build happiness on her pain. The more Liu Ruyan thought about it, the more horrified she became. She didn't understand how there could be such a madman in the world. Get out of here. Liu Ruyan shouted and pushed Liu Ruyi away. She offered a green jade willow branch, which glowed and flowed the immortal divine law. Give me back the origin of the divine and demonic body, otherwise I don't mind killing you completely. The secret treasure of the divine fire realm. The moment she saw the willow branch, Liu Ruyi's face changed drastically. The secret treasure is a treasure that seals the divine power. It does not require a high realm to activate the sealed divine power, and Liu Ruyan's willow branch is the secret treasure that seals the divine power of the divine fire realm. Once activated, it can destroy the imperial capital in an instant. Those below the saint realm will surely die. It can even seriously injure the saint realm. Where did you get this secret treasure? Have you already become a disciple of the divine fire realm? Liu Ruyi asked sternly. A panic surged in her heart. She was not afraid of death, but she was afraid that she would no longer be able to control her sister. Stop talking nonsense. Are you going to give it to me or not? Liu Ruyi manipulated the willow branch with her mind and said coldly. Liu Ruyi shook her head. I don't have the origin, and I won't give my life to you. She tried her best to get the origin of the divine demon body, just to keep her sister in her hands. If she couldn't control Liu Ruyan, she would rather die. Put it away. If it is accidentally activated, the old waste will be wiped out in an instant. Liu Ruyi's face was gloomy, her black eyes were dark, and she seemed to be calculating. Do you think I care? Liu Ruyan looked indifferent. Then do it. Liu Ruyi knew her too well. She seemed indifferent, but in fact she had her own bottom line. even if she didn't care about the life and death of the old waste, she would never kill innocent people. Heh! Is this the love you said you have for me? You won't even give me your origin, you bastard, a scumbag. Liu Ruyan cursed angrily, a glimmer of hope rose in her heart, hoping that Liu Ruyi, the madman, would give her the origin in a rage. Sister, as long as you promise to be with me forever, let alone the origin, I can give you my life. Liu Ruyi looked serious and determined, looking at her with burning eyes. It's really a madman. Liu Ruyan was so angry that she wanted to immediately stimulate the willow branches and kill this madman. She, a normal person, couldn't communicate with the madman at all. Liu Ruyan turned and left. When she had enough strength, she must kill this madman and take back her origin. How could this happen? Looking at her sister's resolute back, Liu Ruyi's delicate face twisted, feeling that her sister had escaped her control. She seemed to be still in the past, while her sister was an eagle about to spread its wings and fly high, and she could no longer catch her. Time flies, and 10 days passed in a flash. Qing looked inward at the purple palace, and the Xuanhuan sitting on the 9-colored soul lotus exuded an immortal divine aura. The soul went from acquired to innate. Qing carefully comprehended the mystery of the innate soul, and his comprehension was much stronger than before, and his compatibility with the laws of heaven and earth was even higher. In the future, when he comprehends the laws of heaven and earth, and breaks through the realm of enlightenment, he will also improve. Qing retracted his gaze and silently said, System, call up my attribute panel. Name, Qing, Realm, King Realm 2nd level, Constitution, Supreme Dao Bone, Chaos Star Body, Innate Soul, Dao Pupil, Xuanhuan Immortal Blood, 3%. Talent, born with Dao Seed, unprecedented in history. Fate, variable, fate, unknown, luck, 923000, innate magical powers, Chaos Aquarius Seal, Yin-Yang Wheel, Star Picking Hand, Chaos Guishu Sword Art, Star Shattering Finger, Star Fighting Divine Fist, Divine Prison, Magic Powers, Destroy the 8 Desolations, Minor Success, Space Transfer, Minor Success, Reincarnation Divine Pupil, Magic Weapons, Reincarnation Divine Halberd, Golden Gourd, Xuanhuan Pearl, Space Divine Pattern, Sunglasses, Cosmic Tower, Void Flying Boat, Companion. Treasures, Disaster Black Dragon, Strange Fire, Heart of Ice and Fire, Innate Spiritual Roots, 9-colored Soul Lotus, Practices, Chaos Immortality Sutra. Yes, the protagonist is indeed extraordinary, even if he is a waste without cultivation. Qing showed a happy expression. Every protagonist is a great opportunity to walk. It is much faster to plunder their opportunities than to practice in seclusion. Su Chen's 9-turn reincarnation divine soul is comparable to an innate divine object, which can make people sublimate to the extreme, transform perfectly, and return to the innate. In addition, Su Chen has many god-level techniques and magical secrets. Qing integrated his skills into the Chaos Immortal Sutra. As for the magical secrets, there are 2 9 secrets that are famous in the heavens and the worlds, 1 explosive secret method, and the sword magic. They are all very powerful and can be passed down through the ages, but for him, that's all. Compared with his star fighting divine fist and space transfer, it is far behind. Therefore, Qing was too lazy to practice, sorted it out, and planned to give it to his woman. Thinking of this, Qing's mind moved. System, draw a lottery. As soon as the voice fell, a big turntable appeared in Qing's mind, spinning rapidly. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Samsara Sutra. Samsara Sutra? Is there any difference between this and the 6 paths of samsara? Qing asked curiously. The 2 are worlds apart. The 6 paths of samsara is a skill created by the heavenly god realm, and the Samsara Sutra is the embodiment of the great Tao law, a naturally formed skill. Awesome. Qing thought about it, and the only word that could describe this fate was awesome. My heart became more determined to find my adoptive father. Qing checked the message jade and found that there was nothing serious, so he cut open the original stone with peace of mind, took out the marrow, and continued to practice. On the other side, Liu Ruyan was depressed after receiving Qing's message. What a cultivator! She complained. You do not say. It was Chu Yao who answered, that's right, she has arrived in the Qing Empire. carrying a large amount of monster flesh and blood. She also received a message from Qing, and she felt extremely depressed. People are here, and they don't even bother to take the flesh and blood of monsters. There is no one with this cultivation energy. Sister Chu, are you familiar with Qing? Liu Ruyan asked curiously. It's not bad. When I first met him, he was still in the Divine Sea realm in a small place. I didn't expect that in just a few years, he would break through to the Qing realm. Chu Yao sighed with emotion. Qing's breakthrough speed was simply astonishingly fast. If he was given another 10 years, he might be able to become the supreme humanity, and Su Chen has also broken through to the first level of the Qing realm at this time. Thinking back to those days, she was obviously higher in cultivation than these two people, but now she is only at the 6th level of the Void Dao realm. She was extremely satisfied with the speed of her breakthrough, but compared with these two people, she was filled with envy. Not even close. You said he comes from a small family. Liu Ruyan's beautiful eyes were filled with shock. Qing is so powerful, his demeanor is aloof, and his methods are unfathomable. It doesn't look like he was raised by a small family. Instead, he looks like a descendant of an immortal family. Yes, he didn't have spiritual stones to cultivate at that time, so he sold me the spiritual medicine and precious medicine. Chu Yao smiled and said with a pair of shimmering fox eyes full of nostalgia. Hearing this, Liu Ruyan pursed her pink lips and felt guilty in her heart. Qing was from such a mediocre background, but he gave her 200,000 top-quality spiritual stones. Why did she accept it without any burden? Damn it, but, as Chu Yao told her, Liu Ruyan put away her damn guilt. A 9th-grade alchemy master, 100% success rate for alchemy. Qing wanted the spirit stones, and it could be said that he wanted as many as he wanted. A lot of people begged Qing to take the spirit stones, but she wouldn't take Qing's spiritual stone for nothing. When she finds the treasure, she will pay it back to Qing tenfold. Ruyan, your talent is very good. What's your physique? Are you interested in becoming my master? Chu Yao suddenly changed the topic, looked at her and asked seriously. When she first came to the Qing Empire, she was unhappy when she heard Liu Ruyan's name as a witch, but Qing was actually willing to take her, and Chu Yao got in touch with him out of curiosity. It was discovered that Liu Ruyan was not a witch, nor was she a so-called demon body. The divine channel method did not have the slightest trace of magic. On the contrary, there is a transcendent charm, which is clearly the characteristic of the divine body. Although he has been deprived of his origin, he is already recovering. If he is properly cultivated, he might become an invincible genius again. Chu Yao knew that she had poor talent and could not inherit the mantle of her master Jiangyu, so these years she has been trying to find a successor for her master, and she cannot let Gardenia stand out. Is that okay? I am a god and demon. Liu Ruyan looked surprised. Who wouldn't want to become Jiangyu's teacher? This is the brightest pearl in the world. The body of gods and demons. Chu Yao murmured. Even though she has extensive knowledge, she has never heard of the Taoist body of gods and demons, but the divine and demonic Taoism is very powerful. Upon hearing it, Chu Yao immediately sent a message to her master. She soon received a reply from Jiangyu, telling her to be optimistic about Liu Ruyan and come over immediately to recruit her disciple. Chu Yao looked delighted. She had never guessed that the body of gods and demons was a powerful and unrivaled physique. At least it is comparable to the supreme divine body, otherwise Jiangyu wouldn't pay so much attention to Liu Ruyan. Younger sister. Liu Ruyi burst into the box, her eyes dark, as if she wanted to swallow Liu Ruyan alive. Chapter 96. Halfway through her talk, she got spanked by her husband when she got home. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Liu Ruyi, what do you want to do? Do you still have any humanity? Seeing Liu Ruyi's expression of wanting to choose someone to devour, Chu Yao's expression was cold and angry. She traveled in the ancient world and met countless people of all kinds, but she had never seen a woman as vicious as Liu Ruyi. She actually enjoyed torturing her own sister. What a lunatic. I really have no humanity. Liu Ruyi's tone was cold. She really has no humanity. She is a demon, a natural demon. She was born knowing and was full of indifference to the world. Nothing could arouse her interest. She didn't care about longevity, supreme power, family, friendship and love. Things that people seek but cannot get throughout their lives are meaningless in her eyes. She only wants a sister. Is this wrong? Why do they all want to stop her from being with her sister? Liu Ruyi's dark eyes were deep, as if they contained the endless hell, staring at Chu Yao. Why did these people want to snatch her sister? Everyone in the world deserves to die. You. Chu Yao's scalp was numb when she was looked at. Liu Ruyi's eyes were too terrifying. Being stared at by her, her soul trembled, as if being dragged into endless darkness. Sister Chu Yao, don't argue with this madman, let's go. Liu Ruyan stood up and pulled Chu Yao to leave. It's impossible to reason with a madman. Sister, are you really going to abandon me? Liu Ruyi was full of despair. Her sister was really going to leave her forever, but she was powerless to stop it. Sister, I know I was wrong. As long as I can stay with you, I can do anything. Then you return the origin of the god-demon body to me first. Okay. Liu Ruyi agreed this time very decisively, because this was her only chance to stay with her sister. In the unbelievable eyes of the two, Liu Ruyi performed a secret method to strip off the origin of the god-demon body. Instantly, the aura of gods and demons in the box overflowed, revealing ancient mystery, dazzling divine light, and mysterious Taoist rhyme. You. Liu Ruyan looked at her in shock. She just said it casually, but who knew that Liu Ruyi really returned the origin of the gods and demons to her without hesitation? This is the origin that can make people become gods and prove the Tao. Does Liu Ruyi really not care at all? Sister, you should take it to refine and fuse it. Liu Ruyi's tone was weak, her face was pale, but she smiled very happily. The two looked at each other, and they cursed a madman in their hearts at the same time. Liu Ruyi's paranoia and madness, they really couldn't understand a bit. Take it quickly. Chu Yao quickly came to her senses, regardless of whether she was a madman or not. Take the origin first. Liu Ruyan stretched out her hand, and then took it back. Suddenly she didn't want it anymore, because she really didn't want to have any more entanglements with Liu Ruyi. She came for revenge. Liu Ruyan hated her sister who was born a bad seed. How much she wanted to be loved by her sister, now she wanted to kill her. Whoosh! When she was not prepared, Liu Ruyi directly injected the origin into her body, and immediately showed a relaxed smile. Great, now she can finally be with her sister forever, and no one can separate them. It's just a pity that she can only watch her sister and can't do anything in the future, but it's good to watch. Life without her sister will be meaningless. 3 days later, Liu Ruyan merged the origin of the god and demon body, and her physique was further improved, a little stronger than the original god and demon body, and she also awakened 3 innate magical powers. Each door has the power to destroy the world and the unpredictable power of ghosts and gods. That day, after Liu Ruyan successfully became a disciple, Liu Ruyi suddenly knelt down to become a disciple. Qiao looked disdainful. After all, she had told Jiangyu that Liu Ruyi was a born bad seed. Jiangyu is so gentle and kind-hearted, how could he possibly accept a vicious demon child? However, a scene that made Chu Yao and Liu Ruyan dumbfounded appeared. Jiangyu only thought for a moment and agreed. What kind of operation is this? The two looked at Jiangyu in disbelief. You should get along well in the future, and never kill each other or torture each other again. Jiangyu did not explain, passed down the Star Dao Sutra, and waved away the 3 people. She took out the star compass and told the 2 people again, and the answer she got was the same. The 2 people have special fates, one is good and the other is evil, entangled for life. If she did not accept the 2 as apprentices at the same time, only one of them would be destined to survive. It's so similar. She put away the star compass and looked at the starry sky. Liu Ruyi and Hongmeng are too similar, both are dark and twisted crazy. Palace Master. The invisible man Ji Ning hesitated to speak, and was very curious about the fate of the 2. What exactly is the reason that makes Jiangyu make an exception to accept a demon child? Jiangyu said, both of them are very lucky and have a promising future, but their fate is very strange. How strange? Ji Ning asked. She knew how strong Jiangyu's divination ability was. It can be said that in this dimension, she dared to admit that she was second, and no one dared to admit that she was first. The most dazzling pearl in the world is definitely not just for show. Jiangyu is almost omnipotent. Alchemy, refining, making talismans, setting up formations, fortune-telling, all of which are proficient. His Taoist magic is so powerful that it has never been seen before, and only Qing, a latecomer, can compare with him. Of course, This is just the surface she sees, and no one knows whether Jiang Yu has hidden strength. It can't be said. Jiang Yu chuckled and shook his head. Some things cannot be changed by talking, just like the earnest teachings of parents. It is useless to talk, and they will realize the truth only after they have experienced it personally, and all she can do is to guide them in time. Damn it, you are talking halfway, and you will be spanked by your husband when you go home. Ji Ning was very uncomfortable. After scolding, she realized that Jiang Yu seemed to have no husband. What did you say? Hearing such vulgar words, Jiang Yu was stunned and stared at Ji Ning blankly. The skin as white jade quietly climbed up the blush. Ji Ning blinked. She didn't say anything, she just complained silently in her heart. Did she say it directly just now? Impossible, absolutely impossible. The two looked at each other for a while. Jiang Yu looked away calmly, steadied her mind, and opened her red lips. Let's go, Qing is going to come out of retreat. I haven't seen him for a long time, and I don't know how much his Zhoutian Xingqian divine body has evolved. On the void-flying boat, after Qing finished refining the divine essence, he felt the changes in himself. His physique was strengthened a little, and his realm broke through to the third level of the Qing realm. He couldn't help but secretly smack his lips. If the divine essence as big as a fist was given to others, it would be enough to make a big step forward in the physique evolution. Moreover, the energy contained was enough to break through from the first level of the Qing realm to the venerable realm, but he only broke through the first level. This also indirectly shows how strong his physique is now. Thinking about it, Qing suddenly felt a little melancholy. It was not because of the resources. With the golden gourd in hand, he had no shortage of cultivation resources. But he suddenly felt that the cultivation speed of the high realm was too slow. System, is there any way to speed up cultivation? Host, do you know how many years it takes for the top divine body to break through a small realm in the Qing realm? It can be as fast as 1 year, as slow as 10 years, or even longer. The host broke through to the third level in a few months. Is it still slow? Just tell me if there is a treasure that can speed up cultivation. Yes, but the host didn't draw it. I'll be relieved if you have it. Qing's eyes flickered. After killing so many protagonists, he also figured out the reward mechanism of the system. Generally, the treasure will be rewarded for killing the protagonist. If you kill a protagonist with time acceleration, you may be able to draw it. At worst, you can snatch the time treasure of the protagonist's accelerated cultivation. It seems that the journey to find the Godfather cannot stop for a moment. Chapter 97 Hongmeng Purple Lotus, 1 Chaos, 1 Year. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Palace Master, Ji Ning, why are you here? Qing opened the formation, invited the two of them to sit down in the star observation tower, and asked doubtfully. Ruyan has very good qualifications. I have accepted them as my disciples. I will ask you to take care of them from now on. After Jiang Yu finished speaking, Qing was shocked. It's okay to accept Liu Ruyan. After all, she is the daughter of destiny. Even if she is a mortal, it is not surprising to accept her as a disciple, but Liu Ruyi is a sinister and crazy person, with a cold-blooded and murderous temperament. How could Jiang Yu, who had a bright heart, accept her? Could it be that he didn't know Liu Ruyi's personality? Thinking of this, Qing hurriedly sent a message to Liu Ruyan, and when he got the answer, Qing became even more confused. I don't understand what Jiang Yu is thinking. Shaking his head secretly, Qing did not investigate. He took out Yihao's sacred artifacts, various magic weapons, magical powers, and the Phoenix Immortality medicine. It's useless for him to ask for these things, so it's better to give them to the Star Temple. As for the Phoenix Immortal medicine, he has already picked the fruits and has 4 left in his hand. The next time the Phoenix Immortal medicine takes effect, it will be tens of thousands of years later. Refining the entire magical medicine would be a waste of resources. The Star Temple has a favor to protect him, and almost all good things are at his disposal. Qing can't just take the benefits and not contribute to the Star Temple. Therefore, except for the Qishao sword, almost all of Yihao's treasures were given to Jiang Yu. Jiang Yu looked at the mountains of treasures and was speechless for a long time. Ji Ning was extremely shocked. Forget about other things, but there is not necessarily a divine weapon in the divine medicine, divine weapon, or divine fire realm. How did Gu Qing get so many of them? Did they loot the immortal treasure house? You are a good boy. It's a pity that he is not her disciple. Xiangyu put away the things. A look of regret appeared on her beautiful face. What a good disciple, he actually became the disciple of that crazy woman Gardenia. Good boy. Gu Qing's face twitched. He has been a man in 2 lives, and now he has achieved something. He has several Taoist companions, and he is actually praised as a good boy. Is there any mistake? What? Did I say something wrong? Jiangyu said with a smile. A pair of beautiful autumn eyes, as tender as water, seemed to have the magic power to melt steel. No, that's right. Gu Qing shook his head. Jiangyu is over 3,000 years old, so she is right no matter what. How has your cultivation been after being away for a few years? Is there anything you don't understand? Jiangyu asked. Good. Gu Qing showed off his Taoist cultivation method, which was like an abyss and a realm, and his divine power was vast and boundless, like an ancient god. The two fell silent for a moment. Is this okay if you call it that? Gu Qing's breath is mysterious and vast, revealing the innate and transcendent Taoist charm. People who don't know will definitely mistakenly think that Gu Qing is an innate being. Gu Qing, you are the most evil genius I have ever seen. If you can keep it up, you will become a great talent. Jiangyu said seriously, I'm already a great talent. Gu Qing said silently in his heart, but humbly thanked him. Jiangyu frowned and rolled his eyelashes. What does it mean to be a mature person? It always feels different from the Daki she understands, shaking her head. Maybe she was too sensitive. Gu Qing is indeed considered successful now. Looking at the world at the king level, he is considered a strong person. It's so beautiful. These eyes are so affectionate that they look like a dog. Gu Qing felt uncomfortable being looked at. Jiangyu's eyes seemed to contain magic, and when she looked at her, Gu Qing had the illusion of being watched by a gentle and virtuous wife at home, and couldn't help but fall in love with it. What does it mean to be watched by a gentle and virtuous wife? A faint blush instantly appeared on Jiangyu's snow-white skin, and she looked away. I was very upset inside. She awakened a natal magical power called Heaven Sees and Earth Hears. This magical power can be described as heaven-defying. Like the eye of heaven, it can peer into all things. As long as she wants to see the treasures or creatures that are not blocked by the secret, she can look directly at them no matter how far away they are. It can also eavesdrop on the voices of all souls. In addition, the sight of the sky and the hearing of the earth also possess the unpredictable power of ghosts and gods, and a single thought can obliterate powerful enemies. It's just that she has just awakened and is not yet proficient, so she accidentally heard the voices of the two people. It is detected that the host's voice is eavesdropped by Jiangyu, triggering super anti-armor, blocking the voice, and counter-eavesdropping on Jiangyu's voice. Forget it, he is still a child, no offense intended. I'll just pretend I didn't hear anything. Jiangyu thought. Gu Qing looked at her in disbelief. I never expected that the noble and aloof goddess Jiangyu would do such a nasty thing. System, check her attributes for me. Name Jiangyu, realm, the peak of the 9th level of the god realm, physique, Hongmeng purple lotus Taoist body, talent, along with the great road, the understanding is unparalleled and the talent is unparalleled, fate the son of the great road. Destiny variable, luck my destiny is determined by me and not by God. System, are you making a mistake? If I remember correctly, if you surpass the divine fire realm, you will be excluded by the laws of heaven and be led to ascend to the upper realm. And what the hell is it that I can't help but have my destiny? Seeing Jiangyu's attributes, Gu Qing's first reaction was to wonder if he had seen it wrong. The second reaction was to wonder if the system had detected something wrong. That's right. Her true form is the Hongmeng purple lotus, the son of the great Tao accompanied by the 3000 Tao. She is integrated with all the ways of heaven and earth. She can ascend if she wants to. If she doesn't want to ascend, the rules of heaven and earth will not exclude her. And my fate is up to me, which means literally, she can control her own destiny. Gu Qing's heart was pounding. He never expected that Jiangyu would be so unbelievable. It is countless times higher than the status of the Son of Destiny, and the two cannot even be compared at all. But then again, Jiangyu hides too deeply and is very cunning. He has always claimed to be the pinnacle of the saint realm, but the true realm has more than 100 million points hidden. Poor his master Hongmeng, he was deceived by Yu, who was also a peerless double pride. With this in mind, Qing asked, System. What level of treasure is the Hongmeng Purple Lotus, the supreme treasure of chaos? I advised the host not to have any twisted thoughts about her. She is the incarnation of the great Tao, the supreme Taoist, the mother of all ways, a being who transcends everything and is above nothingness. You mean, this is not her true body? That when Qing heard his scalp explode, he didn't dare to do anything to Yu without the system reminding him, unless he wants to die, this is her true form. She is 17 years old this year. My adoptive father is obedient, why don't you stop making trouble? Who is kidding you? 1 chaos year old, she has experienced 16 chaos destructions. This is her 17th incarnation, so is there anything wrong with saying she is 17 years old? Forget it, if you say it's okay then it's okay. Qing looked at her incomparable beauty and suddenly wanted to kneel down and hug her thigh tightly. What was going on? Damn it, Yu is an existence that has survived 16 times of chaos, how terrifying is it? If he hugged him, wouldn't he be able to control all the worlds and boundless chaos at his mercy? When he looked at her, she blushed. The next step was like in a graphic novel. He trembled, her delicate body trembled, he kissed her domineeringly, and she. Shut up, Yu scolded angrily, looking annoyed and ashamed. What kind of nonsense was Ning talking about? Why was it so vulgar and unbearable to listen to? Ning blinked, she didn't say anything, could it be that Yu has the power to read minds? Impossible, even if they have the magical ability to read minds, they are both in the realm of saints and have their own world within their bodies, so it is absolutely impossible for their voices to be eavesdropped, could it be? Yes, it must not be about me. The two of them must be communicating through sound transmission. Qing annoyed Yu, and Yu couldn't hold back his anger for a while. TSK, I never expected that the brightest pearl in the starry sky would secretly fall in love with a young man. If I tell you, the world will probably burst into tears. I have moved the government here. Now, immediately, register my marriage. Ning looks as stable as an old cow on the outside, but inside she is very excited. Real-life love on the spot is much better than a novel. Not to mention that this is an underground love affair between the palace master and his disciple, it's like a picture novel brought to life. Just as Ning was crazily trying to make up for his sleep, Yu's face turned from red to white, and from white to red. He endured it again and again, and his whole person was on the verge of explosion. Ning, I'm watching you hesitate to speak. Do you have anything to say? Her face was as cold as frost. If it hadn't been for the awakening of heaven's sight and earth's hearing, she still wouldn't have known that Ning turned out to be this kind of person. I have nothing to say. Ning was a little confused. Her face was expressionless and she secretly poked at her. Why did she stop talking? She always remembers to speak less and make fewer mistakes, and never speaks the truth. Ning thought about it and understood instantly, this is because he thinks she is an eyesore and wants to distract her. Oh, it's such a pity that we can't watch such a wonderful love scene. This is definitely the biggest regret in my life. With this in mind, she left quietly. Yu's eyelashes trembled slightly, and her tender eyes were stained with anger. Chapter 98 Breaking Off Relations, Ruyan Saves Me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Damn Ning, she usually looks taciturn, like a piece of wood, but who would have thought she was a vulgar and nagging person? Yu was very angry, and she endured it again and again, and finally resisted the urge to teach Ning a lesson. However, Ning was too idle, so she had to be assigned a few tasks to prevent her from having unrealistic thoughts all day long. What on earth did Ning think in her heart that made her so angry? Qing took in her expression and immediately felt worried for Ning. Although Yu did not say it clearly, she must have overheard Ning's bad thoughts by naming her twice in a row. Palace Master, Ruyan is breaking off relations with her parents. What do you think about this? Qing thought about it. Since he could not openly plead for Ning, he would divert Jiang Yu's attention first. With Jiang Yu's temperament, maybe he would calm down after a while and comfort himself. This. Jiang Yu paused while holding the message jade, pondered for a moment, and took out the star compass for divination. When you are in doubt, you can get everything clear by reading the divination. Good luck. There is no father-daughter relationship between them. Jiang Yu put away the star compass, and anger appeared in his tender eyes again. The boss is the boss, so terrifying. Ji Ning, you can only wish you good luck. Facing the cheating Jiang Yu, Gu Qing could not help at all. However, Gu Qing still wanted to struggle. Palace Master, Ruyan is dressed simply and does not have a decent dress or jewelry. I want to buy her some, but I don't know what girls like. I think there are more than one. Hearing this, Jiang Yu's beautiful eyes flashed and smiled. If you want to buy it for Qingyue, just say it directly, don't be embarrassed. Jiang Yu's beautiful eyes narrowed slightly and teased. She heard Su Qingyue say that Gu Qing bought her a fairy dress, which was very beautiful, and she was reluctant to wear it. Gu Qing smiled awkwardly. Jiang Yu could even make it through. It was a sudden turn of events. The world is unpredictable. You still have some conscience. You know to buy things for Qingyue. It's worth her true love for you. Jiang Yu has a good impression of Su Qingyue. He almost treats her as his own apprentice. Who makes Su Qingyue so clingy to her? Immediately, he went to the largest commercial building in the imperial capital with Gu Qing with great interest. It was full of magical instruments used by little fairies. Gu Qing, what do you think of this one? Jiang Yu changed into a white gold silk wide-sleeve dress, which outlined her tall figure. The proportions were perfect, not a little more or less, and the meat grew to the right place. With her flawless face, she was simply beautiful beyond description. Of course, appearance is only the appearance. The most attractive thing is Jiang Yu's temperament. She is full of spirit and charm, like a noble and gentle god. Every move is elegant and breathtaking, but strangely, others seemed unable to see her beauty, and the maid looked at her as if she were an ordinary person. This was because of her high realm, which made people automatically ignore Jiang Yu's appearance. Very good. What about this one? Very good. What's good about it? You said it was good without even looking at it carefully. Jiang Yu's eyes sparkled, and she picked up various skirts and compared them carefully, as if she was determined to choose the most beautiful one. She snorted in dissatisfaction with Gu Qing's perfunctory answer. Palace Master, I really think you look good in anything, really, I swear. Gu Qing couldn't stand it. An hour passed, and I picked dozens of pieces, but I didn't buy any. Can you believe it? This is just a skirt. Will I have to look at jewelry later? Maybe I will also look at rouge and powder, and it was agreed to buy it for Su Qingyue and Liu Ruyan, so why did Jiang Yu wear it himself? It would take at least a day or two for Jiang Yu to choose. Gu Qing smelled the smell of clothes and jewelry in the air, and his head was dizzy. I felt like I had fallen into a cenote. He shouldn't have asked Jiang Yu to buy things, really. System, is she really a supreme Taoist? Why do I feel that she is no different from a normal woman? You also know that normal women like shopping. She is a normal woman. She is indeed the Purple Lotus Taoist, but the Purple Lotus Taoist is not her, understand? You mean, she has the footsteps of the Purple Lotus Taoist, but she doesn't have the memory of the Purple Lotus Taoist. That's right. Host, although she doesn't have the memory of the Purple Lotus Taoist, she has the supreme Tao fruit of the Purple Lotus Taoist. Even if she borrows a little power, it is enough to destroy the entire universe, so the host must not have any bad thoughts about her. You don't need to remind me, I'm not interested in the chaos treasure. Gu Qing directly closed the system to avoid being an eyesore. Ruyan, how did you and Gu Qing meet? On the other side, in the palace, Jiang Chuyue smiled, like a graceful and kind mother. I met them in the mountains. Liu Ruyan looked indifferent, feeling sad in her heart. Liu Yuanzhong and Jiang Chuyue had always regarded her as a disgrace, scolding and insulting her at every turn. She had longed for their affection, even a smile, but no matter how she begged, they didn't even look at her, and the cold and disgusted look was still fresh in her memory. And now, she did nothing, just worshipped in a star temple, and their attitude towards her changed immediately. during this period, they had been sending people to ask about her well-being and send various treasures. It's like a different person. Liu Ruyan knew that this was because she had worshipped in the Star Temple and gained Qing's attention, otherwise, she would still be a witch that they both hated. I think he likes you very much. Is he pursuing you? Jiang Chuyue held her little hand and said earnestly, Ruyan, men are the most unreliable. They like the new and hate the old. You have nothing but beauty. Don't agree easily. Liu Ruyan blinked. What does Jiang Chuyue mean? Ruyan, the Queen Mother knows that you have resentment in your heart and blames the Queen for being partial. However, what you don't know is that the civil and military officials of the whole court are impeaching you and want to put you to death. I have to ignore you. This is to protect you in disguise. So what? Your sister has never done anything sorry for you. She has been more worried about you than anyone else over the years since you have been missing. The Queen Mother does not want you sisters to have misunderstandings. After all, you are twin sisters, and no one loves you more than your sister. Seeing Liu Ruyan unmoved and still looking dead, Jiang Chuyue felt angry, but he still said patiently, your sister has unparalleled talent. If she worships with you in the Star Temple, she can also protect you. After saying so much, it turns out you want me to recommend her. Liu Ruyan sneered and pulled out her hand. First he belittled her and then discredited Qing. It turned out that he was paving the way for Liu Ruyi. She is indeed the mother of a country, with a deep scheming mind. For the sake of his own daughter, he could even say such despicable things. What? You don't want to? Seeing this, Jiang Chuyue's face immediately turned cold. Ha ha ha. Ridiculous. Liu Ruyan looked at her with sarcastic eyes, as if looking at a clown. The daughter Jiang Chuyue and Liu Yuanzhong protected in their hands believed that she was the reincarnation of a goddess and could lead the Liu family to glory. As everyone knows, Liu Ruyi is an inhuman witch. Even the news that he had become a disciple of Jiang Yu was not revealed to the two of them. This shows how heartless Liu Ruyi is. He didn't care about the life or death of the two of them at all. Do you want to worship in the Star Temple? Liu Ruyan turned to look at Liu Ruyi. Think. Liu Ruyi's smile is innocent, and her beautiful eyes are as bright as stars. However, deep in his eyes, there was a hint of indifference. Although Liu Yuanzhong and Jiang Chuyue cherished her as a treasure, but in her eyes, the two of them were no different from ants among all living beings. The two of them were kept in the past to intimidate Liu Ruyan. Now that the two of them were useless, she didn't bother to bother. Her sister is the love of her life. Even though my sister has grown up, she doesn't like it a bit, but she firmly believes that one day her sister will be young again. Her sister is hers alone. But I don't want you to join the Star Temple. What do you think I should do? Since Liu Ruyi didn't say anything, Liu Ruyan naturally wouldn't reveal the matter. After all, the Star Temple is a transcendent sect. Fame alone can bring countless benefits to the Liu family. I will follow my sister, as long as she is happy. Liu Ruyi blinked her eyelashes. Her eyes seemed to be shining with stars, and her smile was pure and innocent. Evil girl, how can you be so narrow-minded? Are you still my daughter? Jiang Chuyue was furious and finally couldn't pretend anymore. Her cultivation in the virtual realm exploded and she said coldly, if you don't agree, I will treat you as my daughter. She knew how much Liu Ruyan cared about her and longed for her care. Jiang Chuyue didn't believe it and threatened to sever the relationship, but Liu Ruyan still refused. However, what she didn't know was that it was young Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan now is Emperor Nyo Ka Liu Ruyan, and has no family affection. She wouldn't know that Jiang Chuyue hates her, yet she would approach her eagerly. Well, I don't have parents like you, so we will never be estranged from each other. Liu Ruyan's voice spread throughout the palace, without any emotion. You, what did you say? Jiang Chuyue's mind roared, and she looked at Liu Ruyan blankly. I, Liu Ruyan, want to sever ties with you Jiang Chuyue, Liu Yuanzhong, and the Liu family. Liu Ruyan's tone was decisive. Evil girl, you are so rebellious. Jiang Chuyue's face turned pale, and her finger pointing at Liu Ruyan was trembling. I felt suffocated for no reason. Although she doesn't love Liu Ruyan, she even hates him, but after all, the flesh that fell from her body is her biological daughter. Nye Zhan, you are a member of my Liu family when you are born, and you are a ghost of my Liu family when you die. Hearing Liu Ruyan's voice, Liu Yuanzhong hurried over with an angry look on his face. The former Liu Ruyan left and left. He didn't care, but Liu Ruyan is different now. She is a disciple of the Star Temple. This is a supreme honor that can bring endless benefits to the Liu family, so he would never indulge Liu Ruyan in doing bad things. Snort. Ji Ning, who had been eating melon silently, snorted coldly, and the laws of the holy way filled the air, making the two furious people instantly turn pale and tremble. Under the pressure of the laws of the holy Tao, everyone in the entire palace felt that they were facing the power of God, prostrate on the ground, and had no control over life or death. Saint, saint. Liu Yuanzhong's eyes were horrified, as if he had been struck by lightning. In the realm of saints, it is a transcendent existence. A single thought can patrol the heaven and earth, transcending the ordinary and becoming a saint. Liu Ruyan was just a disciple who had just entered the Star Temple, so how could he have a saint-level protector? No, this is definitely not Liu Ruyan's protector. It may be Qing's protector. However, Liu Yuanzhong couldn't figure it out. How could a saint become a protector? Everyone in the palace was also in disbelief. The saint realm exists like the Dinghai divine needle, which can suppress luck and make the Taoism prosperous forever. How can it be easily used? Could it be that the saint realm in the Star Temple has been overrun? Ruyan wants to sever ties with you. Do you have any objections? Ji Ning's voice was indifferent, as if she was facing a swarm of ants. Without. I have no problem with that. Liu Yuanzhong and Jiang Chuyue immediately smiled and groveled, not daring to show any dissatisfaction. After all, saints cannot be insulted. Even though the Liu family also has a saint, he is still not something they can provoke. That's good, let's write a letter to sever ties. Ji Ning lost his momentum and suddenly became like a transparent person, hiding his achievements and fame. Liu Yuanzhong wrote it tremblingly and presented it with both hands. Ruyan. Seeing Liu Ruyan holding the letter, he left without hesitation. Jiang Chuyue felt as if someone had dug out a big piece of her heart. Feeling empty, Liu Yuanzhong's face gradually became gloomy, but he did not dare to vent his anger. Your Majesty, we. Jiang Chuyue's voice trembled, suddenly thinking of the young Liu Ruyan, a small one, milky white and soft, with big clear and bright eyes, pink and white, like an elf. She spoke in a milky voice, exuding a hint of cuteness. Simply put, is she really a born witch? If she was a witch, how could the Star Temple accept her? After all, the Star Avenue inherited from the Star Temple is completely incompatible with the devil. Humph, it doesn't matter if we cut off the relationship. This evildoer doesn't know what's good and what's good, so he is destined not to go far. Liu Yuanzhong interrupted what she was about to say. He couldn't be wrong, it was Liu Ruyan who was wrong. But there is no such thing as Ruyi will definitely lead our Liu family to glory. Liu Yuanzhong's voice was sonorous, no more Liu Ruyan. He also has Liu Ruyi. Jiang Chuyue turned pale and nodded. She understood, however, a feeling of regret filled her heart, making her feel like a knife. If she had not listened to the rumors, if she had given Liu Ruyan more love, would the result be different? On the other side, Liu Ruyan walked out of the palace and felt relaxed all over. It was as if the shackles that had been on her suddenly disappeared. She no longer has to feel resentful or obsessive about her parents. From now on, the sky is high enough for birds to fly, and the sea is wide enough for fish to leap. Senior Ji Ning, thank you. Liu Ruyan solemnly thanked Ji Ning. If it weren't for Ji Ning's help today, she wouldn't have been able to terminate the relationship smoothly. Need not. Ji Ning replied. Her figure slowly faded, and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Liu Ruyan pursed her lips, and her anxious heart felt like she belonged. Qing treats her sincerely. Jiang Yu accepted her as his disciple. The Star Temple will be her strongest backing. Liu Ruyan and Yorong Yen are full of yearning for the future. Ruyan, save me, I'm. Qing's voice transmission stopped suddenly, and just when Liu Ruyan was panicking, Jiang Yu's voice came to her ears again. Let her have a good time in the imperial capital, or go and compete with the genius. Liu Ruyan was confused. Chapter 99 The First Time in Life. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jiang Yu's smile never stopped. She didn't understand why her senior and junior sisters were so keen on shopping before. After all, the Star Temple had everything, and even the clothes and jewelry it made were more mysterious and powerful than those sold outside. why waste time choosing things that were inferior to the sect in every way? But it was not until today that she realized that shopping was so pleasant, seeing the novel clothes, the strange and gorgeous clothes and jewelry, the surprise of that moment, and the expectation of finding better things made her pleasantly surprised, especially with someone around. If you are unhappy, you can complain to him a few words. It's so happy. Jiang Yu's eyes were tender and she glanced at Qing, who had no desire to live, and said to herself, "This is my first time shopping in my life, so I wronged you a little, and I will compensate you later." She picked and chose, chatted with the maid, and occasionally asked Qing a few questions, and the goddess's prestige was shattered to the ground. Qing stared at her in disbelief. Jiang Yu was such a person. After 5 hours of selection, he didn't buy anything. It was really amazing. Ji Ning, why is she like this? Qing couldn't help but ask Ji Ning in a voice transmission. I don't know either. The palace master is a baby adopted by the previous palace master. She grew up in the sect and has been busy practicing. I haven't heard that she likes shopping. Ji Ning replied truthfully. She really didn't know. In her impression, Jiang Yu was as noble as a god and the brightest and most dazzling pearl in the starry sky. He was unparalleled in talent and was almost omnipotent. Who knew that he had hidden attributes? It was really surprising, but Ji Ning secretly looked at the two of them. Why did they look more and more like a young couple? The woman was gentle and beautiful, and the man was handsome and unrestrained. They were a perfect match. The government has moved in. Get married quickly. Ji Ning pointed. 3 days passed in a flash. At this time, the hottest topic discussed in the imperial capital was that Liu Ruyan was not a witch and had severed ties with the Liu family, and the Star Temple, etc. All topics were related to Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan showed her talent, defeating the Purple Mansion realm in succession, winning more than 100 games in a row, and she only used 3 moves at most. Liu Ruyan had already been invincible, and attracted countless suitors for a while, and even many famous geniuses were willing to follow Liu Ruyan, but they were all rejected by Liu Ruyan. Bang! Dot on the ring, Liu Ruyan punched a young man and sent him flying with his sword, and a crack appeared on the top-grade spiritual weapon. Liu Ruyan frowned, obviously very dissatisfied with the power of her magical power. What she wanted was to break it, like Qing showing her invincibility. Hiss! Innate magical power. Does the Star Temple cultivate monsters? Seeing Liu Ruyan bathed in the divine light, everyone was terrified. They thought of Qing, who exploded the king weapon with one finger, which overturned their worldview. Now Liu Ruyan can actually crack the best spiritual weapon, although it is still far from exploding, but Liu Ruyan is only a few years old. In time, she may be able to achieve the same achievements as Qing. After all, the power of the innate magical power is infinite, and not everyone can awaken it. Even if you have a top divine body and practice a highly compatible divine technique, the hope of awakening is very slim. Only the supreme divine body has a 30% chance of awakening. In other words, Liu Ruyan is at least a supreme divine body and has practiced an extremely profound divine technique. Looking at Liu Ruyan, who is bathed in the divine light and has a breath like a god or a demon, everyone's eyes are full of envy and desire. It would be great if they could also worship in the Star Temple. Even if they are chores, it is better than being the son of the Holy Land. At least, joining the Star Temple means unlimited possibilities and the opportunity to practice the peerless divine skills of the Star Temple. Ruyan. Jiang Chuyue murmured absent-mindedly, looking at Liu Ruyan, who was the center of attention and looked like a goddess. She finally realized that she was wrong, extremely wrong. Liu Ruyan was not a demon body at all, but had an extremely ancient and powerful physique. No wonder Liu Ruyan could still be favored by Qing after being deprived of her origin. Regret and bitterness filled his heart. Evil girl. Liu Yuanzhong's eyes were gloomy, as if he was poisoned. The better Liu Ruyan was, the more angry he was, and he hated Liu Ruyan for not treating him as a relative. When she got stronger, she was out of his control, making the Liu family a laughing stock and losing face. Fortunately, he still had Liu Ruyi. Liu Ruyi's talent was equally powerful. She had the ability to become a god and ascend to heaven. Sister Chuyao, Sister Ruyan is really amazing. It's the Star Temple that's amazing. Ruyan has lost her origin, but she still has such a strong fighting power. I can't imagine how powerful Ruyan would be if her origin was still there. On the high platform, Chuyao was surrounded by several beauties of the spring and autumn period. Each of them was extremely beautiful, and their talents and backgrounds were all top in the eastern region, with countless admirers. However, at this time, they all complimented Chuyao. In response, Chuyao chuckled, played with a bunch of hair, and said casually, "You are not sincere." These people complimented her hard. Didn't they just want her to introduce them? They couldn't find Qing, so they came to her. "Sister Chuyao, you know." One of them said with an embarrassed look, "After all, they are also goddesses surrounded by stars, but now they are so flattering. I feel my face burning. Opportunities are reserved for those who are prepared." Chuyao smiled indifferently. She did not dislike what they did. It was not shameful to strive for opportunities by one's own efforts. "Sister Chuyao, did you promise to take us to the Star Temple?" The beautiful eyes of several people lit up, and they looked ecstatic. "Well, but you have to be prepared. The competition in the Star Temple is very cruel." Chuyao nodded. "Chuyao, are you going back again?" The middle-aged man sitting next to Chuyao spoke calmly. "Well," Chuyao hummed. "You can go back to the Star Temple, but you must marry me first." The middle-aged man's face darkened. "No time." Chuyao responded indifferently, and her charming fox eyes showed disgust. The person in front of her was not her fiancé at first, but her fiancé's great-uncle, who was a second-level cultivator in the Venerable Realm. She had just successfully broken off the engagement some time ago, but was targeted by Qin Xian again, who came to ask for marriage, and her father actually agreed. It was really hateful. Chuyao felt a chill all over her body when she thought of being targeted by an old monster. "Do you want to regret it?" Qin Xian's face sank, and the mighty supreme divine power permeated. The clear blue sky was instantly filled with a terrifying aura, as if a huge monster was brewing. "So what?" Chuyao sneered, got up and left directly, without giving the human supreme face at all. If it was before she worshipped in the Star God Temple, she would only obey the human supreme. However, now, even if the Qin family ancestor broke through to the divine fire realm, she would not be afraid at all. After all, her master is Jiangyu, with the entire Star God Temple as a backer. She is fearless. Chapter 100, The elixir can be waived, but the senior brother must die. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Your parents' orders and your matchmaker's words are yours to go back on. Qin Xian looked at her with burning eyes and sneered in his heart. After accepting the betrothal gift of the Qin family's sacred weapon, he still wanted to escape from the marriage. Simply whimsical, he had long been on guard against Chuyao escaping from the marriage. After all, Chuyao had a criminal record. What's even more troublesome is that Chuyao is Jiangyu's disciple. If he doesn't use any means, he may not be able to draw water from a bamboo basket. "Sister." Liu Ruyan immediately lost the intention to compete and flew to Chuyao with a concerned expression. During this time, Chuyao took care of her like a gentle and caring big sister. Now that she was forced into marriage by an old man, Liu Ruyan's heart boiled with murderous intent. As long as Chuyao gave the order, she would immediately sacrifice the wicker. "Relax, I'm fine." Chuyao touched her little head, her expression calm, like a lazy and seductive fairy. She, Chuyao, is not a delicate girl, and the Qin family cannot scare her. Damn it. Liu Ruyi's eyes were gloomy, her teeth were about to break when she saw the two people interacting intimately. Her sister is hers, and anyone who dares to take her away from her will be killed. Everyone present looked at each other and watched the show with great interest. What a shocking thing that a good-looking competition turned into a forced marriage at the venerable level. After all, it concerns the supreme being in the world, and usually they don't even get a chance to meet him. Su Chen, to avoid long nights and many dreams, in my opinion, today is the day to hold the Taoist couple ceremony. Qin Xian said expressionlessly, when the raw rice is cooked, he doesn't believe that this little goblin can change the world anyway. What he values is Chuyao's beauty and identity. It doesn't matter whether Chuyao is willing or not. Inappropriate. Su Chen shook his head. Chuyao was his favorite daughter no matter what, with outstanding abilities and a bright future. If a Taoist couple ceremony is held so hastily, what is the difference between this and giving away a daughter? Does he still want the Chu family's face? Father, you are really a good father to me. Chu Yao looked at him and gritted her teeth. She is so outstanding, but Chu Chong actually asked her to get married. Isn't he going to stop until he squeezes her out? Yaoer, being a father is also for the sake of the family, not to mention it is also of great benefit to you. Chu Chong frowned and didn't think there was anything wrong with what he did. Qin Xian is not bad. His appearance, cultivation, and talent are all the best choices. He is the best among people. Moreover, the ancestor of the Qin family has broken through to the divine fire realm, and if he joins forces with the Chu family, the two powers will surely reach a higher level. As for Chu Yao not liking Qin Xian, in his opinion, it is nothing to do. At worst, they can go their separate ways after marriage. In addition, Chu Yao has a top-notch furnace physique, and dual cultivation can make both sides improve by leaps and bounds. Marriage has so many benefits, he really can't understand why Chu Yao wants to resist it. Could it be that she didn't want to lose her status as the direct daughter of the Chu family? Thinking about it, Chu Chong added, Yaoer, even if you get married, you are still my daughter, and your status in the Chu family remains unchanged. Humph, who cares about the power of the Chu family? Chu Yao snorted coldly and said with a frosty face, Father, if your daughter doesn't want to marry, if you insist on forcing me, I will no longer provide top-quality pills to the Chu family in the future. Some chambers of commerce will cooperate with me. Her wings were already hardened, and she didn't need to look at Chu Chang's face at all. You are such an unfilial daughter. Hearing this, Chu Chong was furious and pointed at Chu Yao with trembling fingers. A treasure as precious as the ultimate pill can bring endless benefits to the Chu family. How can it be given to others? Father, call off the engagement. Chu Yao's voice softened. Chu Chong, besides being greedy for profit, treated her extremely well. She has never been treated badly in any way. Fellow Daoist Qin, I have many daughters, why don't I change my marriage partner? Chu Chong looked embarrassed. In fact, he didn't want Chu Yao to get married at the beginning, but the Chu family didn't have the divine fire realm, and with endless wealth in his hands, he agreed without much thought under the threat of the Qin family. I thought it was a mutually beneficial marriage, but Chu Yao was so resistant. No. Qin Xian's expression turned cold. Although Chu Chang's daughters were all good, beautiful and charming, they were not Jiang Yu's disciples. That's right, by marrying Chu Yao, his ultimate goal is to use Chu Yao's relationship to join the Star Temple and practice magical skills and secrets. Compared with eternal life, what is mere beauty? He has no shortage of women. If that doesn't work, then just go die. At this time, a clear voice sounded. Gu Qin looked excited, finally getting rid of Jiang Yu. God knows how crazy Jiang Yu was, torturing himself and others. Who are you? Qin Xian's face turned cold. The little king dared to challenge him. The person who killed you. Although Gu Qin was very grateful to Qin Xian for giving him a chance to leave, he still had to kill him. Okay, arrogant kid, no matter who you are, I will kill you today. Qin Xian laughed in anger, raised his hand and pointed, intending to kill him with one blow. In his opinion, the difference between the Venerable Realm and the King Realm is the difference between cloud and mud, which is an insurmountable level. A person in the realm of Venerables can crush a person in the realm of Kings to death by raising his hand. Gu Qin was also not to be outdone and used Shattering Star Finger. At the same time, Jiang Yu took action and moved the two of them to the starry sky. After all, the magical power of the Venerable Realm can destroy the world. If a war breaks out here, everyone present will die. Boom. The two fingers collided, and a turbulent stream of destruction burst out from the void. Qin Xian was in a state of shock. There was actually a king who could defeat a venerable. Although it was just a casual attack, it was enough to shock the world. What shocked him even more was that someone could move him away effortlessly. This person was at least a saint. Broken Star Finger, are you a disciple of the Star Temple, Gu Qin? Qin Xian's eyes were solemn, and he was about to back off. Gu Qin was the only young king in the great Qing Empire. It's me. Gu Qin's Zhou Tian Xing visions all burst out, bathing in the glory of the Zhou Tian Xing. His own Taoism and the world resonated. making him like a god who controlled the stars in the universe, borrowing the power of the world. His combat power instantly increased tenfold. Qing dared not be arrogant against the venerable. He used his full strength to perform the star god fist to test Qin Xian's strength. Humph! Seeing this, Qin Xian, who wanted to make peace, snorted coldly. It was really a tiger that didn't show its power, and he was treated as a sick cat. With a hand, a dragon spear appeared in his hand, and a shocking spear intent burst out from his body, as if to pierce the sky. A ray of spear intent, shattering the stars. The spear turned into a dragon, and every scale flashed with the power of the supreme law. He intended to hit Qing hard with one blow, but when the magical powers came into contact, Qin Xian's pupils shrank suddenly, and it turned out to be a draw. Before he could react, thousands of big stars appeared in the void, rumbling and turning, flashing the power of the star law. Danger! Qin Xian had fought countless lives and experienced life and death in his life. Seeing Qing's star fighting fist, he instinctively felt a strong sense of crisis, and his soul trembled, but Qin Xian couldn't figure out how the magical power of the Qing realm threatened the venerable realm. This was not in line with common sense. Thinking of this, Qin Xian was like facing a great enemy, and he sacrificed the defensive magic weapon and displayed the strongest magical power. With a bang, the starry sky was destroyed, sweeping up a storm of destruction. In the field, there was no trace of Qin Xian. Only two broken supreme weapons were left, floating alone in the starry sky. The strong men in the imperial capital were so scared that their scalps exploded. Qing once again overturned their worldview. This was no longer a human being. They believed that Qing was a young god. Qing's star-fighting divine fist was incredibly powerful, as if it had gathered thousands of times the combat power and could break all laws with one force. Even as strong as the supreme, he was killed by the boundless divine power with one punch, unmatched. Dead. What should I do? Su Chen was shocked and felt powerless. Although Qin Xian was not killed by him, he died because of Chu Yao, and his Chu family was inseparable. Once the Qin family's divine fire realm ancestor investigated, how should he deal with it? Senior brother is so terrifying. Liu Ruyan blinked, shocked. She awakened 3 innate magical powers, and thought that she would eventually be invincible and sweep across the world. However, she didn't expect that someone was more evil than her. That's right. Chu Yao's beautiful eyes sparkled, and her expression was yearning and eager for power. Liu Ruyi's eyes were dark, unable to accept that someone was more powerful than her. Ji Ning, let's go. Qing didn't even collect Qin Xian's magic weapon. He sent a message and sacrificed the void flying boat, running for his life. Puff. Jiangyu laughed out loud. At the same time, he felt depressed. Is it so difficult to go shopping with her? You know, she is the brightest pearl in the starry sky, and countless people want to see her but can't. Why did Qing dislike it? Master, what's wrong with Qing? Liu Ruyan blinked, not understanding why Qing seemed to be running for his life, and why did Jiangyu laugh for no reason. It's okay. Zhang's beautiful eyes turned. Qing left. Aren't there still 3 disciples here? Fairy Chu Yao, is he really a disciple of the true teaching? One person in the crowd stood up, looking shocked, and asked hesitantly, why did he not believe the little true teaching that Qing said? If this is all true teaching, how many geniuses are there in the Star Temple like Qing? Sister Chu Yao. The beautiful women surrounding Chu Yao also looked at Chu Yao with burning eyes, their faces full of enthusiasm and curiosity. They really wanted to know the background of Qing and the Star Temple. He is indeed a true disciple, but... Chu Yao paused, and her fox eyes showed a mischievous smile, like a cunning vixen. When everyone was so anxious that they were smoking, she spoke faintly. However, he has killed the Son of God. It is not an exaggeration to say that he is the strongest genius in the history of the Star Temple. Hiss. So that's it. Everyone suddenly realized that it was no wonder that Qing was so powerful. It turned out that he was also a unique existence in the Star Temple. It would be great if I could become his follower. The Tianzhou present could not help but have this thought. Sister Chu Yao, does senior brother Gu accept a maid? The stunning woman beside Chu Yao blushed and her heart beat fast, and she whispered softly. She dared not hope to become Gu Qing's wife or Taoist partner, but she was confident that she could still be competent as a maid. Following Gu Qing, she might have a good fortune in the future. Even if she didn't, it didn't matter. Gu Qing was handsome and unparalleled, with outstanding temperament, like a god who embraced the moon in the sky. Every day, she would be happy to look at him, and every day would be in a good mood. I don't know. Chu Yao shook her head. She really couldn't see through Gu Qing. He was obviously a cultivation maniac, but he was also lustful, so she didn't know whether Gu Qing wanted a bed-warming maid. Thinking about it, Qiao looked at the stunning girls around her, feeling a lot of emotion. These people are all goddesses of the East region, saintly goddesses who can only be admired from afar and not be played with in the minds of countless male cultivators. Now she has fallen into depravity and wants to become Gu Qing's bed warming maid. It really fits the saying that when flowers are fragrant, butterflies will come, and when trees are tall, phoenixes will come. Thinking of this, Qiao felt inexplicably sour. She couldn't imagine how wonderful Gu Qing's life would be when he was flattered by so many stunning girls. Ruyan, please, can you introduce your sister to Gu Qing? Jiang Chuyue said in a voice transmission. In fact, she didn't want to say it, but Lu Yuanzhong forced her to say it. After all, Gu Qing is destined to have a promising future, and his status in the Star Temple is transcendent. If he can make friends with him, his cultivation path will be smooth. Liu Ruyi is so outstanding that she will definitely be favored by Gu Qing. All his daughter lacks is an opportunity to meet Gu Qing. I have severed ties with you. Liu Ruyan touched her chest and felt a pain. Although she had decided to sever ties with the Liu family, she still felt uncomfortable when she heard Jiang Chuyue's request. They are both daughters, why should he be so partial? Let's go, I will take you to buy some supplies. Jiang Yu glanced at the two of them and shook his head secretly. They were really a pair of blind and self-interested parents, mistakenly taking fish eyes for pearls. The two of them will eventually suffer the consequences, and finally get nothing and live alone. Thinking about it, Jiang Yu made a divination and brought the three of them to Qingming Mountain, where there was a great opportunity for the three of them. It's just, Jiang Yu frowned. Gu Qing also had a share of the opportunity here. Now that Gu Qing has slipped away, what should I do? Immediately took out the message jade to send a message to Gu Qing. Palace Master, I don't need a small opportunity, and my junior sister Luoli has something urgent to find me. That's it. Gu Qing replied quickly and ran away faster. Gu Qing, junior sister, where are you? I'll go over and make an elixir for you. Luoli, brother, have you finally remembered me? I thought you were dead when you didn't reply to my message. Resentment rushed over. Gu Qing smiled indifferently. Isn't it because you practiced too much and forgot? You are my junior sister, how could I ignore you? Is that so? Luoli frowned. Why did she feel that Gu Qing's words were so unreliable? Forget it, let's believe him again. Luoli, I'm in the Meteor Valley, I'll send you the coordinates. Gu Qing, okay. Luoli, by the way, when will you arrive, so I can go to meet you? Brother? Brother, are you dead, brother? Luoli's eyes darkened, and her flawless face twisted. The terrifying phoenix nirvana fire surged around her body, and the killing intent soared into the sky. She was fooled again. People who don't reply to messages should be burned to death with the phoenix nirvana fire. You don't need the elixir, but my brother must die. Luoli really hated Gu Qing for not replying to her messages. Every time a glimmer of hope rose in her heart, it was extinguished in an instant, causing her to explode again and again. It would be unjust if my brother didn't die.